In this lesson, we'll discuss how to find the equivalent capacitance when capacitors are connected either in series or in parallel. They are said to be in series when they are connected one after the other, and they are said to be in parallel when, say, the first plate of each capacitor is wired together and the second plate of the capacitors is wired at the other end. Now, in each of these cases, we want to find the equivalent capacitance. Equivalent capacitance would imply that one single capacitor with which you can replace this combination of capacitors. So, that is the equivalent capacitance. Now, we'll first take a look at a parallel combination of capacitors. Let's say let us take, say, 3 capacitors which are joined in parallel. See, it's not important how they are drawn, but you have to see how are they connected. They might not look in parallel, but you have to see how are they connected to figure out whether they are in series or in parallel. Now, say we have 3 capacitors C1, C2 and C3, and this is connected to a battery of whose voltage is V. Now, over here you can see that each of these plates is connected to this positive terminal and the other plate is connected to the negative terminal. So, all these plates are at the same potential, which is the same as the potential of the positive terminal, and all these plates are at the potential of the negative terminal. Since the potential difference over here is V, so the potential difference across each of these capacitors is also V. Now, we'll find the charge on each of the capacitors. The charge on the capacitors can be different, so that will be Q1, Q2 and Q3, and the total charge on this combination of parallel capacitors is Q. So, Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. If we replace this combination with a single capacitor and let's call it C equivalent, then the potential difference across that capacitor would also be V. So, if we replace this entire combination of capacitors by a single capacitor, we want to find out the equivalent capacitance of that capacitor. Now, this would be C equivalent over V, which is this capacitor over here, which would carry a charge Q, which is the sum of the charges on all these 3 capacitors. So, this will be C1 by V plus C2 by V plus C3 by V. Now, since V is common, you can take V common and cancel it out from all of them. So, you find that the C equivalent is C1 plus C2 plus C3. Now, this means in case of a parallel combination of capacitors, you need to add all the capacitances to find the total capacitance. So, we can just summarize this, that in case of a parallel combination of capacitors, Q is the sum of charges across all capacitor, V is same across all capacitors, and C equivalent is the sum of all the capacitances. Now, instead of 3, if you had 4, 5, any number of capacitors, similarly you can add up to find the total capacitance. Okay, now next let's consider a series combination of capacitors. Say we have 3 capacitors of capacitance C1, C2 and C3, and these are connected across a source whose voltage is V. Now, the charge on each of the capacitors is going to be the same. Okay, now let's just understand how are these charges created. Let's look at this plate first, because this is connected to the negative end of the battery. Now on C3, this end is going to have an excess of electrons. Now when this has an excess of electrons, it induces an equal positive charge on the conductor placed close to it. Now this is the plate which is connected to this plate over here. So if a positive charge is created at this end, this means a negative charge, equal and opposite negative charge, will be created at the other end of the conductor, because you can see that these two plates together were initially neutral. There was no charge on it. So this will continue to remain neutral. Now this end of the plate has become negative, so this induces a positive charge at the other end, which once again, when this acquires a positive charge, this acquires an equal and opposite negative charge, and similarly this induces a positive charge at the other end, and this is connected to the positive end of the battery. So when a positive charge is created at this end, you have a negative charge at the other end, so you have electrons flowing into the battery, and you had electrons from this side which had flowed out to the negative plate. So now coming back to the derivation for the equivalent capacitance, we have just understood that Q is the same on each of these capacitors which are connected in series. Now the potential across each of them will be V1, V2 and V3, and you can see that the total V is the sum of these individual potentials. So V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. If we replace this combination with a single equivalent capacitance, the charge on that capacitor is Q and the voltage across it is V. So we can put, and since we already know that C is equal to Q by V, we can put V equal to Q by C equivalent, which is equal to Q over C1 plus Q over C2 plus Q over C3. So we get 1 over C equivalent is 1 by C1. So you have to add the reciprocal of all the capacitances to get the reciprocal of the equivalent capacitance. And then after you have added these, you need to take the reciprocal to find the equivalent capacitance. We'll just summarize this once. So for the series combination, we have V across the equivalent capacitance is the sum of the potential difference across each capacitor. Q is the same in this case because the charge on one capacitor produces the same charge on the adjacent capacitor, and 1 over C equivalent is 1 over C1 plus 1 over C2 plus 1 over C3. See, in this case, if you have a series combination of capacitors and say the capacitances have values, say 1 microfarad, 2 microfarad and 3 microfarad, then the equivalent capacitance for this will be less than 1 microfarad, which means it will be less than the smallest value out of all the capacitors which are connected in series. It is less than the least value.